What is up, guys? Blue Sun JRPGs here, back with another video. This time, talking about a pretty cool topic in my opinion. Are JRPGs too easy of a genre? You do hear a lot of people say that they're pretty much able to beat JRPGs with no problem, pretty much no death, any JRPG. So I guess I'm just going to talk about that, what are my opinions of that, and if it's necessarily a bad thing, if that is true. So the first thing I would say is that true? I would actually counter that. While the majority of JRPGs are pretty easy, there are a couple of very hard JRPGs out there. A good example of a very hard one is Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. There's actually a YouTuber right now, Shadow Elite, doing a pretty cool playthrough of that on hard mode, and that game is wicked tough. I remember I played that game on the easy mode, and it was still a tough game. So that game exists. Even games like Digital Devil Saga in that same series are still pretty damn difficult. And there are other games out there too that are pretty challenging. But for the most part, I would agree that JRPGs are one of the easier genres, especially if you do compare them to games like shmups, bullet hells, other games like that in general. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I don't really go out there looking for big challenges in my games, to be honest with you. Most of the games I do play are easier games. I play a lot of sports games. Like I said, I do play some shmups, and I play a lot of JRPGs. I'm not really out there to get my ass kicked. That just really doesn't intrigue me too much. It is nice for a change of pace, don't get me wrong, but overall, I do enjoy games on the easier side. Especially JRPGs for me too. I want a JRPG to be easy enough where I'm not frustrated about it. These games last 100, 200 hours on some extreme cases. I just don't want to get to a point where I'm stuck at a level and I can't progress any further because I'm not skilled enough. That's not really the goal of these games. I don't think many people play JRPGs to get the difficult experience. I could be wrong about that, some people may do that, but I think the reason most of us play these games is for the story and the characters. So I think anything that might take away from that is definitely a negative in a game. To play devil's advocate though, I will say that there are quite a few JRPGs that are a little bit too easy. And that can be just as bad as being too hard. I think it's almost a modern phenomenon too, where they've started to introduce some multiplayer into these JRPGs. And what I find is that you level up so quickly in the multiplayer, it makes you so overpowered when you actually return to the single player combat. And that ruins the game too. Just because if there's no challenge in the game, it just makes it feel like, why am I even doing this? Combat's so boring. And for me, I'm always going to be someone who cares less about the combat of a game and more about the story mode. That was one of the cool things they had in Mass Effect, where it was basically they made the game they made a setting of difficulty where it was for people who only wanted to watch the story, which is pretty cool. I like that. So I'm not out there for a massive challenge. Again, like I said many times. But, it shouldn't be too easy that the game is just boring as hell, in my opinion. I think a good game, the perfect game, will go out there and balance the two. Make a game that's tough, yet seems fair. I'll tie it back to the game that we always love here, that's Persona 5. Persona 5 was wicked challenging in some aspects, but I never felt like I couldn't spend more than a day grinding to make up a level, to be back on track. Whereas Persona 3, I felt a little bit less powerful, and I felt like I had to do more grinding. But that's here nor there, guys. I do apologize about my cold. I know I sound awful. But let me know what you guys think. Are JRPGs too easy? Are they too hard? Let me know what you guys prefer in games. Do you guys prefer getting your ass kicked, or do you guys prefer kicking the ass of the opponents? Either way, guys, massive thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate all the support, and get out there and play some RPGs. Peace out.